Now we have a recording. Okay, I am Wolfgang Lieberknecht, also from the International Peace Factory. And in Wanfried, we try to organize here a meeting point for peace activists in Germany, but also on international level. We will talk later about it. And in this week, we had a peace activist, a guest from Romania, but who went back to Brussels because he made lobby work that they don't vote for these Estonia, a lady politician, to be the spokesperson for the foreign policy of the EU. And there is Guy. I'm now since many years in contact with him, a peace activist from Cameroon, from World Beyond War. And we had several activities, and he will start now to speak about it. I will, if I see, okay, there's an important idea which is not there, then I will edit. No? But he will make the main report about his days in Germany. He was the first time in Germany, but not the first time in Europe. Okay, Guy.
Yes, thank you. I'm, as Wolfgang said, Guy Feugap. I'm the Africa Organizer for World Beyond War. I started the chapter for Beyond War in Cameroon in 2020. And by that time, I got in contact with Wolfgang and started strategizing together how we contribute in peace building. We make our peace building effective. So I was in Europe this time because I was attending a meeting in Geneva with other activists and organizations. I wanted to see how the propaganda on weapons is causing is leading to the proliferation of more firearms. Gun industries are using movies, television, social media, video games to popularize the weapons and instill in people's mind, including children, that to be strong, you need to have a gun, that to be powerful, that to lead, that to make yourself understood, you need to have a weapon. So the meeting I was attending was about looking into this aspect and trying to see what are some of the things we as activists can do to prevent and limit the proliferation of weapons through the media, how to address the marketing of military, marketing of weapons. So from there, I have to come to the Peace Factory in Wanfried to meet with activists here and also to connect with other people from Africa who are in Germany, who are concerned about what is happening in Africa and how together we can build sort of collaboration. So amongst the things what we were able to do in the past 3 days, first we did some connections with people, discussed with the Hans, who is from the chapter of World Beyond War in Romania, and also have a meeting with a parliamentarian to see how collaboration we can have to leverage African perspectives in European policies against war. So we are in the future, near future, we're going to share from Africa some of the examples of how war in Europe and in Africa affect the continent, and how we can denounce the Western imperialism in Africa, because it is increasing wars, and the imperialism of the North is increasing in Africa, and is one of the causes of the wars that we see in the continent. Another important discussion that we have the past 3 days was we had to meet a local journalist here in Wanfried who wanted to understand what World Beyond War actually does in terms of ending militarism, peace education, anti-war activism, and also how the peace factory here in Manfred can contribute in this mission. So he really wants to inform local population about the dangers of future wars and how people are ready and available to make the Western world understand that wars are not beneficial for anyone at the end, except killing people. And the peace factory itself needs some refreshment, needs to be the effective place for peace building that it is meant to be. So it is a place that is open, and we are thinking how we are going to develop it. And personally, I'm going to volunteer to contribute to making the Peace Factory project a project that can be presented to the public, to peace supporters, those who want to end wars, to make a contribution to it, so that the factory can be this place that we want to see, either in Africa or in Europe, to connect people and to build peace.
Yeah, we had people with cameras here, and they made videos of us three, from Hans from Romania, from Guy, from me, and from another person who took part the whole time. This is Stephen from Nigeria. So, and this we will soon publish on our YouTube channel.
And one of the programs of this Peace Factory is a project that we have been thinking of since sometimes already. That's already is having some impact in Ghana. That is to fix our countries. Fixing our countries is one of program that we want to use the Peace Factory to develop. And we also try to put down some key point of this project, that where we want to start, what we want to achieve.
Yeah, in Ghana they had a movement. Yeah, in Ghana many times the points are, when it comes to election, which tribe or which party, but not the political program and the living situation of people. And then they formed a non-party movement, Fix the Country, and they told the politicians, please, we need jobs, we need housing, we need healthcare. So this, and they wanted a proposal from the politicians. And we have taken this slogan, changed it a bit. We say, fixing our countries, fixing our world. That means we want to learn from each other, how we get jobs, how we get social security, because the missing points like social perspectives, social security, lack of democratization are reasons why people follow that extremists, and which is a basic for war. We know from history the conditions for peace. They are in the civilizatoric hexagon analyzed from Dieter Senghas, Professor Dieter Senghas. We will also speak about it more. And this can give a very good orientation for peace activists, what we have to do in the daily life to prevent wars.
Yes, and other issues that I want to mention here is we met with people here in the Peace Factory in person, and online. We have like 3 online meetings and 3 meetings in person with different groups coming to the factory. And they are all interested in knowing what is happening in Africa, because from here in Europe, many people have an image of Africa that is actually good as it is presented by the leaders. and they don't know what are the conflicts that are happening. But they also know that there are lots of people trying to seek asylum here in Germany and in other parts of the Europe. They can't really explain why lots of people are leaving Africa, and they wanted to understand what are the causes of this migration. And I have to explain what are some of these causes. And there is also the interest of people in Europe, in Germany in particular, to address issues on climate in Africa. We discuss issue on environment, the impact of the climate change in the day-to-day people's lives, and how we can think together if there is something to do together to address these issues of climate change.
Yeah, there were some years ago where the topic to overcome reasons why people flee was a topic in the public debate. It's not anymore. At this time, Bundesverdienstkreuzträger, that means I think more than 100 people who were honored for special things, what they have done for Germany. They wrote to all political parties, please don't fight refugees, don't fight the reasons why refugees come. And they made a report and was presented there. In this committee which worked on it were also some Africans, some are long time here. And I remember two of the points. I still say it would be very important to go back to this, especially the long report. In the short, it was whitewashed, but in the long one was very clear. If the West cooperates with dictators to get resources, this is one of the reasons why the development is blocked in Africa. And the same, it was very clear, if the climate policy in the rich countries are not changed, Africa has no future, because the climate will get warmer and warmer, and all the other results which we have. So they said, without a change in the policies in the rich countries, there's no chance to bring the reasons down, and then also bring the number of people down who want to come from Africa to Europe. So would be very important we bring the discussion, and we thought about to bring people in Africa, those who work like Guy, to overcome the problems in Africa, together with those in our countries who want to cooperate with them. Some maybe also of the reasons that refugees can stay at home and have a perspective and have not to flee. And we all know this migration is a very important point for the right wing to get stronger, to blame the problems of the day here in Germany on migrants. So from this point, if people are interested that we make in the international peace factory, maybe together also with World Beyond War, we have to discuss it, a group which discusses what can be done to overcome the reasons why people flee, and how we can support those in Africa, like Guy, who work on it.
Yes, okay. I was also mention the fact that I also discovered that in Europe, leaders need education. Leaders need peace education, and from Africa, I think, and I will let the people know here, that we have mechanisms in Africa that exist to prevent conflicts. We have a dialogue mechanism that exists to prevent wars, that the people in Europe actually need to know. I mean, Europe and the Western world at large, because the thinking that is here is pro-war. Any reflection of the leader, they want war, and discussing with some parliamentarian, I understood that the idea about the war in Ukraine, for example, is like to defeat Russia. We want to defeat Russia, and they not in favor of any negotiation discussion, and I think that this is something to consider. It's very serious, because if you want to multiply wars, in military interventions in a situation that is already bad, we are putting the world in danger. That is why I was suggesting to people here that we have to also learn from good examples of peace agreement, peace efforts, peace talks that have worked, and that people in the Western world also need to know. And among everything, they have to stop first the development of weapons, because it's always start from there. And yeah, this is one aspect of collaboration from Africa and Europe, Western, that we also want to bring on the table of the discussions to make the world safer for everyone. Yeah. So in terms of perspective, as I'm leaving Germany, I said earlier, I stand to volunteer to help the Peace Factory develop. I will do with Wolfgang and other partners who are working on the project to contribute to it. And we also want to contribute in terms of ideas to the policy development in Europe, that want to hear from voices from Africa, to know what are the concrete effect and impact of wars in Africa, and that they can include in their policies in Europe. And one other good point that I think is that I suggested to people that they should be ready to contribute to peace efforts in Africa. And for instance, we are organizing, should be in November this year. You have to confirm the good dates. The Africa Peace Conference, Imagine Africa Beyond War. We organized the first edition online last year. The second will still be online. So we'll inform everyone who we meet here on the details of the event, so that they can join and listen to what the chapters of World Beyond War are doing in Africa, and what are the perspectives for peace, what they have to propose to make peace happen.
If you want to be informed, you can put your email in the chat or your WhatsApp. Then Guy will take it along and can inform you that you, if you want to think about taking part.
Okay. Yes. Maybe last more thing. Maybe Wolfgang can talk about the No War conference that we're going to organize here in Africa.
Yeah. One point also was we had a conversation with a European parliamentarian, Michael von der Schulenburg, and they want to make a research how Europe made interventions in Africa in the last years. You know, for what they blame Russia, they did it in so many countries themselves. And this is also one reason that they don't get so much support, because these people say, why we should now stand with you when you have done these things against us so many times. Yeah. So they need contacts in Africa, that from there also an initiative goes on, that also the Western world have to stay to the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, that all conflicts have to be solved peacefully and not with violence. And it might be a good contact. Guy and Michael von der Schulenburg said, okay, we will work on it together. This was an important contact.
Okay, and within the No War conference that World
because then this year, World Beyond War, I think, make first time their yearly conference member conference in 4 states. Normally they did it in USA, in Canada. One time I joined in Ireland. And the idea is to organize an international security system that prevents or stops war. I joined, we also from the Peace Factory joined them because they are not only saying no war, they said we have also to discuss about the system to make it sure that it comes and how to make it stronger. And this year they make a conference in USA, in Australia, in Colombia, and here in Wanfried in Germany. And this is the only place in Europe where we will do it, and connected with Africa. I don't know if you know or that the wars in Africa, those where the USA are involved, the command sits in Stuttgart, near Stuttgart, Afrikom, they call themselves. And from there are the commando strengths till in the African countries. So from this point, we think about including also this point. The subject of the conference is resisting the military structure, the military basis of the US empire. So, and we want to discuss how the bases in Germany are connected to the global conflicts, like the South-North conflict, the conflict between the big powers, between USA, Western, with Russia and China. And so how we are involved. This should be a subject, what we want to discuss, and which alternatives are there to come out of this problem. Let's say that to replace the base structure of the US empire by a security structure of the United Nations, and for an equal world that not the Western world can use it to bring their interests through, but that we have this security system to do what what is said or decided in the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, that we get an equal world with equal rights for the states and with cooperation for human dignity worldwide as a base for peace. We were very happy that Guy was the first time here, and we also hope we get a long-lasting partnership. And we think that especially from the ground, more Africans and Europeans have to come together, because here's a very one-sided information in the Western world according to their interests. And most time they don't speak about movements like from Guy that Africans themselves organize to overcome the problems. So more or less they tell us in Africa the only force who can bring things better is the Western world with their interventions. Therefore, we think also it is very important that the movements from Africans have to be much more known. And this was, Guy took this chance to come here and helped us, I think, a bit to change the view on African initiatives. Yeah. So then we tell you goodbye. Thank you that you joined. We put it on our YouTube channel, and I hope it was okay for you that you took your time. And maybe if you want to be informed, we told you, either you can literally go on our homepage, international-peace-factory-wanfried.org, or our YouTube channel, and then hopefully we come forward with creating this network of some associations working on one hand on fixing our countries, fixing our world, and a smaller is actually very, very big task of cooperation, of exchange of opinion and information. The smaller one is how to overcome the reasons why people have to flee, that they come to us as Guy now, not as a refugee, but as a partner, as a guest, as a visitor. And in this, we hope, as we go to Africa, we can go to Africa as partners. We have not to flee from our country to Africa, not under pressure. So we hope to go in this direction. So then thank you for your.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And as we also see this video on our WorldBeyondWar.org website, and you can read more about what we do in Africa and what we do at World Beyond War at global level. So thank you for being part of this discussion.
So we close now, and hope maybe also that we can cooperate. Okay, bye bye.